Welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be learning how to make this dress, which is a retro 60s inspired design. It's a super cute mini dress with a cutout at the front and a bow to tie it with. I got this fabric about 2 years ago at the Stitch Festival. It's a meter and a half. I was really struggling to think what to make with it, and with really strong prints I don't like to break up the pattern too much, so that's how I ended up with this design. If you are a beginner, you will find this super useful. If you're someone that's been sewing for a while and want inspo and ideas, this tutorial is also for you. And yeah, before we get into it, my name is Tammy. I am a sewing blogger and I create fashion content online. So if that's something you're interested in, do make sure you subscribe, join, and so you can stay up to date with future uploads. Here are my sewing supplies. I've got my orange Duchess satin, my main fabric, and an exposed zipper, which I actually ended up changing to an invisible zip instead. I've got my pins and pin cushion, and also the scissors that I'll be using for this project. Here you can see how stretchy the main fabric is. It's got a bit of stretch on it, which is good. It will make it more comfortable when I wear it. But this Duchess satin is fairly stiff. It doesn't really have a lot of stretch, but it's an absolutely beautiful orange, and yeah, it's the perfect lining fabric for this project. As I do with every project, I get all my things ready, winding my bobbin, getting my threads, and I like to attach my old thread and pull through the new one because it saves me from threading every single section of my machine. These are the pattern blocks that I'll be using for my dress. It's a top and a skirt that I'll be placing together. I've used it for other sewing projects, so I know it will fit me well. I'm placing my pattern pieces onto my main fabric, putting them in place using pattern weight. Sometimes I use pattern weight, sometimes I pin it down. I think it just depends on how I feel on the day. I'm cutting out my main fabric first, then I'll cut out my lining fabric. I've placed my main fabric onto my lining fabric and cutting out all my lining pieces so everything is exactly the same. And typically whenever you're sewing a garment with a lining, all the pieces will be exactly the same. They will mirror each other. This is my main front dress piece, my main front lining piece, my main back piece, and my lining back piece. I've marked all my dart and cutout pieces with a pencil on the wrong side of my fabric, and I've also done the same for my back pieces as well on the wrong side of the fabric. Place your dress piece right sides together along the dot line and pin in place. Do that for both sides of the dart. Once everything is pinned, take it to the sewing machine and sew along that dart line. I'm repeating this step for my lining piece as well. So I'm placing my fabric right sides together and pinning everything in place along that dart section, then taking it to my sewing machine and sewing the dart on my left side and the right side also. Here are my two back pieces on my main fabric. I've placed it right sides together and I'm pinning it in place along the dart lines, doing this for the left and the right side, taking it to my sewing machine and sewing along that dart line. It can feel a bit tedious when you're sewing a garment that has lining because you are repeating all the steps twice, but the lining piece has to be exactly the same as your main garment so it will fit and match perfectly. Once you've sewn both your main fabric and your lining fabric, the important step is to press both of those pieces. I'm pressing all the dot lines for the front and for the back of my dress, and also doing the same for my lining pieces. Now I'm placing my two back pieces on my front piece, right sides together. I am pinning everything in place along the two side seams and the two shoulder seams. I'm doing this for my main fabric and repeating this step for my lining piece as well. Taking everything to my sewing machine and sewing those seams in place. It's actually a lot easier to see everything on the lining piece because the pattern on the my main fabric does distort, so you're not able to see the seams and the darts as clearly. Now that the side seam and the shoulder seams are done, you can see the dress is coming together. This is what the front looks like when I turn it over. And exactly the same thing for my lining piece. The side seams are done, the shoulder seams are done, and you can see what it looks like when I turn it over. Here I'm placing my lining fabric onto my main fabric, right sides together along the neckline. I'm placing it together for now provisionally because I want to do the cutout, and I want to make sure the cutout is exactly the same on the lining piece and on my main fabric also. This is a semicircle cutout. It was a bit daunting actually cutting this section out, but yeah, I just took my time and went round it very slowly. I tried my best to make sure that the two main fabric and the lining fabric was flat, so that when I cut out the shape there would not be any distortion. If you are doing this same thing, just take it easy and slowly for this section. It's time to attach the lining by sewing the semicircle section in place. But before I do that, I am creating two straps that will go at the front of my dress. Sewing this semicircle section part of the dress is a bit fiddly because of all the curves, and you can see how much I've pinned everything because I don't want the fabric to distort as I'm sewing it, and I'm leaving a very small seam allowance as well. Take it easy around this section if you are sewing a curved shape, and I like to go right up to the pin before I move it. Sometimes I do sew over it, which isn't always a good thing. So on this occasion you can do as I say, not as I do. But yeah, for the most part I don't tend to sew over my pins. Clip the two corners. This will make it easier when you are understitching, and it will also allow this section of the dress to lay flat once you've pressed it. Understitching is a very important part because it keeps your lining fabric inside and it stops it from peeking through to the outside, which doesn't look very neat or professional, so don't skip this step. Sewing zippers are always my favorite part because it's when I can finally get to try on the garment and see how I like the fit. Here you can see that I've changed it from an exposed zip to an invisible zip instead. And I decided to go with this because it would provide me with a more cleaner look, because I don't want anything to break up the pattern. My first time trying on this garment, I really like how the dress looks. It shapes me really well. The tie at the front works. I like where my shoulders are resting. Looking at it, I do think it can be a little bit more fitted along the side seams, so I will take that in a bit to give me a more defined shape. And especially at the back, you can see there is more space and bunching than I would like, and I'm gonna redo that invisible zip because it's not looking very invisible at the moment. Once I have rectified the invisible zip and I'm happy with how everything looks and fits, I'm closing the neckline for my garment by sewing the lining piece to my main fabric. And as always, press, press, press to make sure that those seams are flat, neat, and looking very, very professional. It was actually really hard to show it on camera, but here I've basically placed my armhole pieces right sides together and I'm sewing it in place so that I can cover the raw edges on the armhole. It was quite difficult to do because of where I pulled the fabric from. So I did that on the left armhole and on my right armhole as well. You can also do this by hand if you're finding it difficult to sew using your machine, but of course it will take longer, so that's something to bear in mind. I can be a lazy girl sometimes, so I will always find a way to use my sewing machine if I can. Okay, we are nearly finished. The main things I need to complete now is the hemline of my garment and closing my lining. Here is the facing for the hem of my dress. Placed it right sides together and I'll take it to my machine and sew both sides. Once this is done, I've placed my facing onto the hem of my dress, right sides together and sewing it all the way across. Then also making sure I understitch the facing because I don't want my facing piece to peek out to the outside of my garment. I want my facing to stay on the inside where my lining is. Then I'm pressing my facing in after I've understitched it, again just to make sure it stays in that position. This is the lining for my dress. I've folded it in about 1/2 inch. I've pressed it and then I've pinned everything in place. And this one I will hand stitch actually because it can be quite fiddly. And it's the last thing to do, so I always find it quite therapeutic just to do some hand stitching while I sit down and watch one of my shows. Overall, it was actually quite a simple project. I'm really happy with the way it looks. It wasn't until I made my headband that I put together the 60s vibe, and yeah, it's looking really retro, which I love. I like the fit, I like the length. I didn't have much fabric to work with, so I'm happy that I was able to use all of it. As always, thank you so much for watching all the way through to the end. I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you have any questions, make sure to pop it down in the comments below. And if you are not subscribed and you enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date with my tutorial and content that I upload. And I'll see you guys in the next one.